All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. As always, today's sponsor is Authors Unite. And if you want to become a successful author, Authors Unite is the place to go. So head on over to authorsunite.com to check out a free case study that'll teach you how to do exactly that. And now let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Faith Vines with us. She is an online fitness and mindset coach that helps women become the most confident version of themselves and make fitness a maintainable lifestyle. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to dive into all of these questions and start, giving some information that I can give to help people out there.
Yes, of course. And we're pumped to have you on, Faith. So as you know, the first one we ask, we go deep pretty quick. The first one is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
So this one was actually a really good one for me. My answer to that is to never, ever make decisions from fear. And the reason why I say that is because at one point in my business, I was I was getting kind of caught up in the money aspect rather than the service aspect. And since I was in that mindset, I started, switching my business from something that I wasn't truly passionate about, because I was like in this fear of, if I continue doing what I'm doing, I'm not going to be able to make the money that I want to make, and just literally switching my business because of a fear-driven decision, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So the next one I got for you is, what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So as a mindset and fitness coach, I am very, very focused on the mindset stuff. And for me, the most valuable piece would be that your mindset is literally everything. And I say this because you can have the right coach, you can have all of the fitness things that you need. You could be eating right, you could be going to the gym, all of this stuff. But if your mindset isn't in it, you're not going to have the motivation or the drive or believe in yourself to actually get the results that you desire. And so for me, in the fitness industry, your mindset is 100% everything. And that's what separates, the successful people from the unsuccessful people, is how they go about it and who they believe they are, and believing that they can actually accomplish what they want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. And then what is your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
Mm-hmm. For this one, I think my best advice would be to hire a mentor. Especially if you are just starting out with a new business and you're not exactly sure how to go about it, like you're not sure about the sales or marketing, or even, how you can even start up your business. I think having someone who's already been through what you've been through and knows how to start a business and everything like that, it's good to have someone there to kind of guide you and mentor you through the things that you don't know. And I think it's good to be more vulnerable in that way. And I think it's good, as far as like a business owner goes, to be vulnerable and say, you know what, and stand up and say, I need help. And I'm not afraid to ask for help. And I think the strongest people do ask for help, hire a mentor, and, do that to help them launch them towards success.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody needs a mentor. And I think it doesn't matter at what point you're at, like, even if you're, a millionaire, like you could still use a mentor, like
100%.
And it's for different avenues too, different parts of your life. It's not always about, as you said before, the financial, like maybe you need a spiritual mentor, even if you're financially stable, or whatever. So it could be different avenues. So my next one for you is, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
For me, I would say to never think you have to settle with anything. And it sounds super cliche, but to not think that there's a limit, because we as humans, we always get caught up in the fear aspect, and we think that success is only for certain people. And I mean, not everybody thinks this way, but I know, a lot of people who do struggle with like their money mindset and, with all of that stuff, where they're like, okay, only success is meant for that person and only confidence is meant for this person. But if I were to talk to my younger self, I would say you don't have to settle in a relationship with money, with your dreams, anything. And, there's no pie in the sky and there's no limit to what you can do. That would be my biggest piece of advice.
And then kind of going a little bit down a different path. In your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
So for me, I think having a divine relationship with God or the universe and living as your absolute highest self is the key to happiness. And also just like being 100% confident in yourself, because the way you show up in one thing is the way that you show up in all things. And if you're not 100% with who you are and you're not confident in what you can bring to the table and the person you are and what you bring, like everything else is going to crumble around you. And so I think just having confidence in yourself, but also like having a relationship with God or the universe, whatever you believe in, and trusting that everything will work out in your favor. That's what brings happiness, is knowing that everything is going to work out how it's supposed to, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is the best book that you've read, and what's the number one thing you learned from that?
Oh, this one was a hard one because, I read a ton of, self-help success books and stuff. But I'll mention a couple, but number one, Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Don't know if you've read that one, but the biggest thing that I've learned from that book is belief. Like from every book that I've read, You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero, Jump by Steve Harvey, Creating Money, all of these books that I've read, the number one thing that they talk about is belief, and belief that you can accomplish whatever you want. Because if you're trying to do all these things and just take action without belief, it's not going to be long-term, right? Like it's going to be a short-term thing and it's going to eventually fall off. But if you have belief in yourself and you continuously push forward because of that belief, that's what leads to success. And so that's, Millionaire Success Habits. That was the biggest thing that I got from that. And the thing that they continuously repeat is belief.
Mm-hmm. And then what's your favorite quote and why?
So for me, I have a favorite scripture rather than a quote, just because it resonates with me, and it's cast your anxieties on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. The reason why that's my favorite is because it helped me through, the hardest time in my life. And it reminded me that I don't have to sit in my fear and I can do anything because I know that God, the universe, is always on my side, and that living in anxiety, it really holds you back from, who you're meant to be and what you're meant to do and everything like that. So that's my favorite.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming on. The last one is, where can our listeners best connect and find you online?
Yeah. So Instagram is my biggest one. My handle is just Faith Vines. It's just my name. And then Facebook, I have the Strong and Empowered Facebook community where basically we lift each other up. I'm always doing like Real Talk Mondays and that kind of thing. It's kind of like a Motivation Monday kind of thing that I do in my Facebook group. And then Instagram is where I pretty much market and get my clients and all that stuff.
Got it. Perfect. Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.